Yeah.
Oh, we ready to go live. Oh, Lord Jesus. Y'all, I messed up. Hold on. We're going live now. Sorry. Y'all, I messed up. Hold on. We're live now, y'all. Okay. So since we're on here, we're going to go ahead and go with it. I do apologize. You guys, we're officially live. We're going to start off by saying hello. I love this platform sometimes. It gets started before I do. But I want to say hello to everybody that's tuning in. At this time, we can go ahead and share and invite people in if you all want to at this time while everybody gets set up. And we're going to let the facilitator begin to lead. I'm going to do just my intro and we'll go around. I'm Dr. Suzette Robinson. I am your trichologist, your educator, your trainer, and I reside in the wonderful state of Alabama.
All right, and I'm Shanae Starnes, and I'm your certified trichologist and hair and wellness advocate. And I'm excited to be here to shed information with everyone this evening. Thank you so much.
Hello, 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 everyone. I am Dr. Pamela Hill, your board certified trichologist and hair loss practitioner. I wear a lot of hats. I'm here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. I'm your facilitator for tonight. I'm Marguerite Moulton. I'm here in your Fredericksburg, Virginia area. I'm the owner of a More Hair Studio, and I am your board certified trichologist. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about what's on your priority list. So we're gonna go around the room and we're gonna share what some of us may have on our priority list. For me, when I think about a priority list, I think about what's important. And I think about what I need to put at the top of my list. And so, in doing so and putting those things at the top of my list, I have to come up with a strategy to make sure I stay organized and stay focused. So if you want to come in and give us a little bit of what you think about and what you have on your priority list, Dr. Pam.
Yes. I have so many things, and I know it's like, how can you have so many things? You need to prioritize things, but my main thing would actually have to be changing the mindset in that industry. That's like one of the biggest, like on the top, because what us being in our profession, it's so many different things that you come across to where it's kind of hard to deal with sometimes. And saying that, far as you furthering your education, far as being a stylist, I don't think that you should just stop, especially because you deal with so many different type of people. And sometimes you get a mindset to just do certain things versus being a well-rounded individual. You kind of get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that would be the main thing, is changing the mindset of our profession. Definitely needs to happen like a long time ago. I don't even want to say yesterday, a long time ago, and actually reading. I think me and Shanae had talked about this before about how barbers came about. Barbers were doing so many different things. They were pulling teeth, they were surgeons, so with us coming along, we should not be stuck or not just want to just stay behind the chair. You want to be able to elevate, bring the younger ones that's coming up to motivate them. So that's part of changing the mindset. And I think we got away from that because I think we became crabs, want to hold everything to yourself. You're not saying that you have to tell everything, but don't let nobody fail, because you didn't pay for something if you see them doing wrong. It's always what to say, grab one. I can't remember the saying. on how it goes.
Each one.
Right. And I just feel that in our industry, we need to do that. We getting away from it. So I definitely, that's like on the top of my list. And I know it's difficult. And I know people probably be like, girl, you crazy. That ain't gonna happen. But I'm going to continue to try to change the mindset in our profession.
Good. That's good. Anyone else want to add?
I'll go ahead and share. So you said the question is like, what's on your priority list? And first and foremost, that's really good because that's a part of like goal setting to me. And so what I have that's really important to me is to create balance. I do multiple things. I want time freedom. And so trying to position myself to take the knowledge that I have and package it so that I don't have to spend so much time, but I can create vehicles that will allow me to create residual income, passive income, so that I could really spend more time with my family, my son. You know, I got one more that I'm trying to raise up, and in the meanwhile, create like the legacy. What Pam was kind of talking about, you know, when it's time for us, the people that have been in the industry for a while, and we're trying to look back and think about what our mistakes were and really create a better roadmap to help the ones that are coming along. That's about you asking yourself, you know, what do you want your legacy to be? What do you want your salon legacy to be? What do you want your platform artistry to be? Do you want to be in print magazines? Do you want to be known locally? Like really sitting down and creating what would create time freedom for you? Because this is one of the industries that we say is a $1 billion industry. So there's enough money for everyone. So I like the topic. What's on your priority list? And what's on my priority list that I just mentioned probably wasn't like that 10 years ago. It wasn't like that 24 years ago. So thank you for bringing that up and moving forward. I think it's a good question that we should all ask of ourselves.
You have anything, Dr. Suzette?
Yeah, excuse me. Well, I too like this topic. This topic to me made me think, because having multiple things that you do on a day-to-day basis, something has to have top priority. My top priority when I first started in this industry was making money, okay? Because that's what I was taught. I wasn't taught to think about my family. I wasn't taught that I had to have balance. I had none of those guidelines in my life. Though I realized early on that I was wearing myself out because I didn't have any type of balance. So as of now, I carry more weight than I did then because I do multiple things. I think balancing and doing first things first is top of my priority. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother. I can name a lot of things. I'm a lot of things for a lot of people, but top priority, to be honest, is me taking care of me. Because I think somewhere down the line, I lost that balance in getting that done because everything else seems to come in front and I move back. And that's kind of I mean, it can be very harsh on your body, your mind, everything that says this is you. So I'm loving this topic and I'm hoping I can learn something too from tonight. So thank you.
Well, I want to say that you guys kind of piggyback on the other questions that I had. But I mean, hey, I mean, it is what it is. So one other question I want to ask, tell me, why do you think it's important to have a priority list?
Ooh. Well, if you don't have one, I start off because, you know, my family always tell me I'm all over the place. And, you know, when you have a list, you can sometimes go, you don't have to actually go in line as far as the things that you have on your list, but then you actually have some type of structure on where you want to go. It don't have to actually be a straight path. but you can mark it off, as you go. As Shanae say, it's like making your goals and things that you wanted to do. And actually what Dr. Suzetta touched on, that was my actually priority too. When I first got out of school, it was like, oh yes, I'm going to go out here and I'm gonna make money. I was working 7 days a week and the money was good. It was no time I wouldn't go in the salon. I was in the salon sometimes at 4 o'clock in the morning, doing my clients' hair before they went to work. Especially, when it came to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, those were the money making days. But as Dr. Suzette said, you get burnt out. So I needed to revamp my priorities and the things that I had on that list. And the more and more that I kept trying to chase that money, it's put me in a different direction that I was running from, as far as being a trichologist, because I was running from that when I first started out. I was not trying to do that. I wanted your hair to already be at a certain level and I'll go ahead and just shine it up.
Right.
I didn't want to create and camouflage and start from scratch. As we don't never want to crawl first. We always want to get out there and just start running.
Mhm.
So I needed to revamp my priority list because apparently that's not what was made, for me. So even though I was still making money, but I needed to revamp and step back and like, okay, you know what? I need to rethink, where I'm going because this keeps slapping me in my face. You only get slapped so many times before you wake up and be like, okay, I got it. So it took me in the direction that I'm in now by actually having that list. So.
And that's one of the things that I did put on here is staying first by getting your goals met and to prioritize by focusing, staying focused and getting organized and managing what you already have taking place as you putting down on a daily basis. You sit back and you get up and you do what you do. And what works for me is I write everything down of what I want to get done in a day's time and I kind of check it off. Right. So that's one of the things that I found that having a priority list written out, they allow you to have structure and to be organized. They allow you to get more things done in a day's time. By putting everything down, you can get more done. But when you don't prioritize and write things down, you kind of lose focus. So you allow other things to distract you on what it is that you're supposed to be doing in that day's time. We got to take one day at a time. Anybody else have anything to add to that?
I was just going to say, it's like creating tiny habits. So the same way that we talked about our past, and I remember that too, just working haphazardly, because really that was working haphazardly. OSHA should have been called in. To be like, these work conditions, stars, so really, and I say that in a way so that I can impress upon everyone the fact that we are businesses. And so the best examples of businesses, they do provide vacation, they do provide the benefits necessary. There is a structure. That's why I find myself having a level of structure, because I worked in corporate America and I took those skills and I transferred them into my business. And so one of the things that some people have never worked have never worked a job, have never thought about, even if it's that fast food restaurant job, you still gain some customer service skills, some conflict management skills. And so when you talk about a priority list, we can go back and say, you can check off how far you've come. That priority list, it shifts. It's okay that it changes. But like you said, the priority list is in place so that if I want to create time freedom, there's some habits that I need to create alongside that. And, that's getting my business structured properly. That's setting appropriate times for me to be in the salon, in the clinic, or working my business, and taking a break. Cause I shut down. Sometimes I just have to shut it down. And so that lets you know that, my priority list isn't really where it needs to be, because I need to already carve that time out. So this is a great conversation. We're in the fourth quarter. Or we're almost there. We're in the fourth quarter. Anyway, we're rounding out the year. And so what a better conversation than the one that we're having now to say, okay, if you don't have a priority list, it's not too late to start one. Just take a piece of paper, get a pen, and just, when was the last time you wrote down something, you know? So I think my answer to what you were, or my add in, was that just create tiny habits. And next thing you know, you completed a goal. Next thing you know, you've reached your milestone financially. Next thing you know, shoot, you're feeling good. Next thing you know, you see Marguerite out running.
Yes.
And she was like, look, I used to be a track star. I was starting to sing it. I said, well, you know what? That was a priority for you,
Mhm.
you know? So that's what I wanted to add. Just, you know, tiny habits that'll start to become better.
May I add just a little bit? For those that are looking on, and it's just an important part of our platform, I was looking at what Q had put in here. And hey, Q, by the way, Q was saying that we are, you know, we are change agents. And in our industry, to get back on track about our industry, we really set the tone for what is to come. Now, we see in our industry, to get back on track, for real. Anyway, we see that we have a younger generation that's coming on board, and Dr. Pam and I had a great conversation about this today. And we're disturbed about some things that we're seeing. And, you know, because we're seasoned, we want to express the importance of getting things in order. So you will not be at this place where you're burnt out. You just started out in cosmetology, and I look up and see you at McDonald's or Burger King somewhere, and I'm trying to figure out, why are you here? Well, you know, I tried to do this and it didn't work, and this didn't work, and yada, 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 yada. Okay, then also we see them start off in school. Think about it, Amor. When y'all know, when we was in school, they gave us standards on how we're supposed to conduct ourselves in the salon, how we're supposed to work with our clients and all of that. Well, we know when you get into the salon, you pick up other people's habits. You shortcut, you do this and you do that. Well, the result of all of that shortcutting and not doing the prioritizing things will soon have you in a bad situation. I mean, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Something gonna go lacking, something's gonna happen. And here we are with this wonderful conversation, and I see many that's on here that I recognize. We're all recognizing that, and like Shanae said, it's not too late. And I think this is so important. It's not too late, because if this is you and you're looking at us, we're telling you we got to prioritize. You're looking at us, okay? We're saying you got to prioritize. We're telling you, you need to prioritize too. And prioritizing also brings up the fact that what's important to you. What's most important to you, like Amor was running this morning. I called her, she said, you know, I'm running. And that's before I seen her live. But life is important to her. Y'all, we can have all the businesses in the world, but if your life and your health is not up to par, that means nothing. I'm just being real. I'm serious, because, you know, we do a lot of things, and prioritizing can be putting everything in order. I like that what was said, because I'm gonna take that out of the whole thing, is getting things in order. Okay. And the next thing somebody asked me one day, said, why do you do that? By prioritizing what's most important, put that first.
Mhm.
And then you work your way down. Like Shanae said, a list. You got to have a list.
Mhm.
Some of us write a list. I ain't calling no name. I'm pointing myself. And don't even look at the list. You know, but because I'm like, I wasn't used to doing that. But now I see the importance of it. Okay. So I think this is an outstanding topic. Go ahead.
And one other thing I wanted to ask what makes you lose focus? What makes you lose focus on your list? What makes you lose focus? And some of the things that I did, I jotted down, is allowing other people in their situations to take me to the left and not stand on task and stand on what's on my list. I got a list. I got a big old journal here and I write down my list. But sometimes you do get distracted with other people's situations and circumstances, and you don't stay focused on your list. And then even so, listeners, if you get off track with your list on what you prepared to do in a day's time, you can start the list with the things that you didn't accomplish on this day. You can start it on the next day. So, and then as time go on, then you will learn to make sure that you get everything and you'll be happy about it. Just like me today, getting out there trying to make sure my health is in place. I went running and it felt good doing so. So if you got something on your list and you get it accomplished, it's gonna bring it's gonna bring a smile to your face because you know that you have accomplished this goal or this task that you had on your list. And then it's gonna allow you to want to be able to write another list, get some more things prioritized, get some more things in order. So it's like that Dr. Suzette said, it's never too late. And sometimes with me, what helped me to realize that I need to get things prioritized, I had to bring on I got a coach. I have a coach. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because sometimes you need accountability partner to get you to a point where you understand what's important to you. Because sometimes you forget. You loses all of that. You forget because you allow other things and other people to drive you in a different direction. I just want to put that out there. And if anybody else have anything they want to add on, how do you lose focus?
Wow, that's good.
Sure, if I may. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So as I'm listening, I'm like, these are so, if for the listeners, if you have been listening closely to what each person has said, they have really imparted some knowledge to you this evening. And I think it all transfers to what Marguerite just asked in terms of how do you lose focus? My first thought went back to what Shanae said, create a habit. A lot of us, we go through life and like was said earlier, sometimes we do things haphazardly. When you consciously create habits, you can kind of control the things that you do. You control the flow of your life, right? Mm-hmm. Just as an example, like I used to tell my students in school, at one point I had an issue with erratic emotion. And I couldn't understand what was going on, but I came to realize, Rashawn, rather than you controlling what's going on, you're allowing these outside factors to control your emotions, right? Mm-hmm. So I get up, if my landlord made me upset, I'm mad, right? Then I go to work, if a student says something to me out of the way, I'm mad. Everybody can change my emotions. I'm up and down and I feel crazy. Mm-hmm. But when I created the habit of, when I get out my bed, before I put my feet on the floor, number one, I'm thankful for the day. And I'm conscious that I'm not going to allow external things to derail how I'm feeling.
Amen.
Right?
That's good. That's good.
Habits. Once you understand where you get off, you create those habits to remedy those situations. And just so, like you said, with your list, the list has to be the habit, but also before the list, it's making the conscious decision that you have.
I like that.
Yeah.
And that's how you develop, what are going to be the various things you need to do to be able to get to where you're going. So if I consciously know I have stuff I need to do, let me write this list down. For me, where I do a list, my coworkers now, I told them that I use a whiteboard at home because my thoughts can become very erratic throughout the day. But if I turn to my whiteboard and it's right here next to my desk, I can see exactly what I need to do every day, every minute of the day, so that I can make sure it gets done. And I try not to leave it undone unless you absolutely have to. And like you said, there's nothing wrong with rolling those things over to the next
Right.
day. They said I worked in corporate for a long time, and that was one of the things that was taught to me. Create your list, but never feel bad about rolling something from one day to the next. As long as you consistently work through your list, you're on task. You may not complete everything in a day, but as long as you keep adding things to the list and you keep working on it, you'll be fine. And it's just creating that habit to keep moving forward. So that's my part.
That's good. That's good.
Amen.
I was looking at one of
Stop
our,
saying amen, Pam.
amen again, Pam.
Amen.
Oh, you gonna pop that fan.
I didn't even bring it over here today.
You know, it's like this. So much is happening in our lives. You know, I was corresponding with a friend of mine that's on here. With some are here today and gone today.
Mhm.
I was taught, and get church on y'all. I was taught by one of the mothers in our church. She told me, Suzette, she said, you're a busy girl. I've always been busy. Now, being busy is not always good.
Mhm.
Good ain't always right, but right is absolute. What I mean by that is some things are good to do, but they may not be right to do. But the right things are absolute, and they will take care of themselves. She told me, she said, Suzette, she said, you set the dial for your day. And sometimes I forget, but if I set the dial for my day, which I know all of us have families and we just got stuff. We're living in a society where everything is fast paced, right?
Mhm.
But even though everything is fast paced, we have enough time in that day to think about the things that we're going to do. And I have learned, being a wife, a mother, and a grandma, and all this other stuff, that everybody's situation can't be mine.
Mhm.
And more, that's what I got out of one of the things that you were talking about. Sometimes we allow other people, circumstances, situations, they become ours. And that takes you away from your list that you have. Things will happen, children get hurt, stuff happen. A lot of stuff happen in the course of a day. But there are some things we have no control over. And it's easy said than being done.
Mhm.
Stuff happens in my life every day. How you choose, don't play. It's how you choose how you're gonna handle it. Are you gonna let that circumstance handle you? Or are you gonna handle it? If it's something going on, y'all know I got 3 sons, and I could write a book about my 3 sons, but they're my 3 sons, but they're men. They are grown men. I don't have any little kids. They're grown. So there are times I have to know, this on my priority list now. They're grown. Some things they got to figure out on their own. And I've got to have enough courage. Somebody send me a message, they know what I'm talking about. You got to know when you need to say something. I mean, there's a time, Dr. B, you don't need to say nothing. It's hard, but you can do it. And that's a habit, Shanae, that I got to practice on. Because see, everything that happens in your life is not meant for you to respond to.
Right.
You got to know when and what to respond to. There's some things you're just gonna have to let it roll off your back. Y'all know a duck has a repellent. So when the water hits that duck's back, it rolls completely off. And I have to ask God to help me with that though. But what I'm saying is that I think we get distracted throughout the day. People ask us to do stuff that's not in our scope of what we got to do for that day. And then
Amen. I had to say that again.
then we done lost all this time. And before I know it's time to go to bed. So, but there are times when you have to say, look, you're gonna have to figure this one out on your own. Okay, I'll pray for you. You know, they don't want to hear that, but everything is, and it's a growth cycle for me and for them.
Mhm.
So the more, that's how sometimes I get distracted by people calling me, asking me to do things, and I just don't like. My husband tells me all the time, no. So now he don't have a problem. You ask Pastor him, they're like, oh no way. And they don't call him, they call me. They call me.
But that's on my list along with you.
Okay, so I'm learning. That's priority for me, because I feel like if I get that under control, everything else will kind of work its way out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was responding to a person. They know me, I know them, and we're all, and to be honest, we're all trying to find our way. So I think this topic is so close to home. And but I love it, I really do. So I don't thank you for bringing this one up.
Oh, you're welcome. One other thing I just want to add, if anyone else has anything to say, I just want to add this.
Yes.
I'm telling you, this morning when I woke up in a whole different mindset. When I tell you, you know, I got to bring the Lord in this one. He was really speaking to me this morning. And I went in there and I was talking to my sons and I was saying, you know what? I went back to my track days. Okay. And I said to them, I said, you know, you have to allow yourself to get in a position. You have to allow yourself to get in a position where, you know, as a track runner, you get in your stance, right? You get in position, you get in your stance, you stand up straight, okay? And then you say, get on your march, okay? You get on your march and you're gonna lean a little bit, right? And it's all gonna tie into to prioritize. So say you get in that position where you get ready to get on march and you lay that, you scoop down a little bit with one foot in the back and one foot and forward, right? Okay. And so that's when we have to get in our mindset. Okay, we might have to take that foot that's in behind us so we can move it forward to push the other one back so we can get to the prioritize that list. So we can get to the top of that list. Okay, and so that's an example I just wanted to share. You got to get yourself in a position. Get in a position where you can be able on your march, get set, go, so you can reach the top of your list. That's all I got to say tonight. We at the end of our discussion for this evening. If anybody else have anything to say, you're welcome to speak at this time. Shanae, you got anything else you want to add?
No, this was good. I was on mute. No, this was good. I just want to add that revisiting our priority list would be important. What are the goals for your 2022 debut? Would be the last thing that I'd leave everyone with, including myself, as I prepare to go into a new expectation of my business, which includes, like Dr. Robinson said, some self-care, you know, toiling with some personal things and getting those things prioritized so that I can show up in my business the way I need to. So
That's good.
A friend of mine is on here, Roger Seymour. I am so glad to see you on this platform because you giving some spitting out some good stuff, brother. We're seasoned and we laugh about our age because our birthday's in the same month. So I turned a certain age and then he turned before me and then I come behind him. Donnie leads the way. But I'm saying this, you have to learn something. I agree with something he wrote on it. You have to learn how to appreciate yourself.
That's a good piece.
You've got to learn how to appreciate yourself. Because y'all listen to this. If you learn how to appreciate yourself, there's a lot of things people will not be able to do to you. You, first of all, respect yourself, you love yourself, and you take good care of yourself. So you're not going to let anything get into that space to
Mm.
mess up the love that you have for yourself. So I would say this. I agree with him. He older than me by a day. So there are times we can't be everything for everybody. We cannot. And I think that when we get that down, the day is one of my boys' birthdays, my oldest boy's birthday. And I can't be everywhere with him. I had 2 boys in October. But little Donnie has taught me a valuable lesson. He has learned out of all my children how to say to his mama, Mom, take care of you first. Everything else will take care of itself.
Mhm.
To me, that's wisdom. So I would say to you, put yourself first. You can't help nobody if you broke down.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now. You cannot help anybody if you sick. So self-help is number one.
Mhm.
Like we see no more run now. I'm not gonna get out and run anymore. Now I will get out. Me and Pastor gonna get out, and if it don't rain, we're gonna walk. But we ain't running. But that's a great start because you're telling your body, I care about you.
Mhm.
And you know, and this is just food for thought. I love the people that's on this platform because they're showing up. I want them to share this, to like it, go to our YouTube page. Anytime either one of us are on the platform doing a live, y'all get on there and show us you love us by sharing it and liking it. If Amore is on here running, y'all like her, encourage her, because I tell you what, you have a clear mind when you get out and do something for yourself.
Mhm.
You can think, so you can give a good answer. If your mind is cluttered with stuff, you can't answer people properly. People ask me to speak all the time, but I can't come to everything. So there are times when you just got to say, Lord, which one would you have me to go to?
Mhm.
Lord, where would you have me to go today? Because you know I got ideas where I want to go. But everything good ain't always right.
That's good. Mhm. It ain't good for you either.
So you got to put things where they need to be. And I am so honored. I think I got a clear mind today. I ain't rushing for nothing, but I'm grateful because that ain't always been the song that I sing. So I love this. Dr. B, I'm glad to see you here.
Thank you so much. So nice to be here.
Scooted on here. This is great. And I think everybody on this platform seemed to be really relaxed today. That's a good thing.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. When you're relaxed, you can talk, you can give understand, you can comprehend. But when you like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, nothing goes in and nothing come out. So Amore, I'm gonna let you because are you close to we got something else? What we got?
That's it. That's it. Those the questions we had. And like I said, some of the things that you guys, you just took it and just went with some of the other questions I might have had. And so that means we all in like-minded. We all have similar thoughts. So that's a great thing. And I thank God for this team that you have built, Dr. Suzette. I thank you for this opportunity. If anybody else have anything to say, if not, then we will see you guys next week. Same time, same station.
Shout out to our sponsors, and we're grateful for them, which is Isabella Graphics. We thank you for graphics. If you see this beautiful picture behind me, this is some of her great work. And she even dusted me up, made my skin look good.
Yeah.
You know I love that. But we just thank God for Isabella Graphics. We are grateful for Pretty Gloss Princess, who keeps our lips. I am so loving this lip gloss because baby, the winter is coming. My lips won't be cracking. Check into the chat box, not the chat box, but the comment box. You can find the websites for Isabella Graphics, Pretty Gloss Princess, all the bios of everybody that's on this platform. Also, shout out to Platinum Beauty Supply Store. Y'all see this hair? So we're grateful for them. I am. And who else? Oh, Pastor. I said Isabel. Okay. Also for King.
Mm-mm.
Hi, Pam. I'm starting this piece of my house here. Kingdom Dominion Worship Ministries. I do need to put a plug in for them because Pastor Robinson prays for this platform. Not just for me, I am his wife, but I love him because he prays for everybody. And he prays for the success of all of our businesses. And for that reason, I do thank God for that.
Mhm.
And so I thank God for Reverend Donnie Robinson, who also makes sure all our information is in the box for you all to read. So y'all don't have no excuse not to get in touch with us, okay? So and we're grateful for that. That was it, right? I got everybody. And this platform, whoop, whoop. I love y'all. Without you all, this puzzle will have a big spot missing. So for that reason, and a shout out to my girl Carmelita. She's still with us. She's got to get that scheduling together. We do miss her when she's not on this platform. But one thing I can say about her, she do get in touch, she keeps up, and she passed the word on. So those of you that's listening, pass this on. We pass a lot of things on Facebook. Some stuff ain't worth reading again.
Mhm.
Pass on some good information on how to get your priority list in order. And I always say, when we get ready to leave, I don't ever say goodbye. You will not hear me say bye-bye or goodbye, but I will say live. And the reason why I say that, I speak life into everybody that's listening, that you may live a prosperous life and that God may lead and guide you to your place where you need to be. This is the end of our segment, and we will see you next week, same time, 6 Central Time, on this wonderful platform. And we love you and live.
Good night.
Live.
Bye.
Good night.